Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to TSP TV. And in this episode, it's going to be a little bit of a kind of show and tell type deal. I'm doing something a little bit different here. But many of you at this contemporary time, it's March 22nd, I believe, 2020. We're under the COVID-19 pandemic. Many people have, in the last couple of days, have been given the stay-at-home order from their various states, California being one. I think Illinois also is one. I may be wrong on that, but quite a few states now within the United States are under stay-home orders. Many people have already been in kind of self-isolation, state of quarantine for a while. Many people have been infected by this in the ways that they're not going to work, and maybe kids aren't going to school. So a lot of people at the moment are at home, and people are finding it maybe a little bit difficult and hard to entertain themselves. And this is something I'm finding a little bit of interest, is how society is kind of adjusting to what we are finding ourselves in at the moment. Now, I've done a few walkabouts this last week while I'm able to still go outside before they, make it mandatory that everybody has to stay at home. Let's try and get a little bit of exercise and fresh air, stuff like this, but more importantly, see what's going on the streets. And yesterday I saw quite a bunch of people. It was a sunny day here, although it was a very, very cold sunny day. Lots of folks seem to be out walking dogs, taking their kids out in strollers. There were kids out playing basketball on skateboards, stuff like this. So even though there isn't a stay-at-home, self-isolation, social distancing kind of advisories in place, people still are out and about doing stuff. But there are a lot of folks that have kind of quarantined themselves up, barricaded the doors, locked themselves at home, and by now they might be starting to get on top of each other, and especially if you have kids and young children who don't really understand the importance or the seriousness or the psychological operations involved with what's going on at the moment, and trying to find ways to entertain kids these days when they can't go outside might be a little bit difficult. But people have game consoles, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, stuff like this, Xboxes, PlayStations, Nintendos. There are many, many ways to kind of entertain kids, especially in today's society. Electronics often serve as babysitters or sometimes even parents. But I've been seeing various things of how people are entertaining themselves through this time while they're in isolation or socially distancing, whatever the narrative is suggesting that they do. How they're filling their time, be it watching movies, Netflix and chill, listening to music or stuff. Some people are spending quality family time, but I come across something that I found a little bit disturbing hidden within the innocence. And I've kind of mentioned many times before how if things start to go viral on social media, there's possibly a very good, strong purpose for it going viral as part of your social programming. Get it, the message or the narrative or some kind of ideology implanted into your mind, maybe at a subliminal level, and maybe possibly be part of the social programming for future events. Pokemon Go, for example, was a wonderful experimentation in social engineering and human farming, how they could herd people around with just virtual trinkets. But this is something I come across yesterday night, not long after I finished the Saturday night live show on Facebook, and I actually seen it a couple of times in my news feed in a very, very short time. And this is where we come to the show and tell part. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to do that. I was going to consider to do a screen recording, but I figured I'd do this wait. Let's go up to the top here. Look. So this is the person, I think, who I don't know if this was the initial person who posted it, but this is what she's saying. Look, this was March 21st. I'm opening a kids store. Saw this and resharing! Exclamation. Can't wait to make my store! Exclamation. And we come out, and what we can see here is a picture of a refrigerator and a picture of what looks to be a little store. And here we can see some Monopoly money, and down the bottom, look, lots of comments, lots of likes, lots of shares. So it's not kind of going viral, but that is a lot of shares to be getting, and certainly this is why I've already seen it doing the rounds. So let me just bring you up to the first picture. Here we are. Now, let me go back. Sorry, we're jumping the gun. When I saw this, I just kind of had, I don't know, many sense of, I can't see alarm bells ringing, you know, spidey senses or stuff like that, but just kind of, it kind of irked me, I guess, in some ways, and I'm trying to find a different word other than irk. But it kind of, dare I say, even triggered some kind of feelings in resent towards this in many people looking on the service are like, oh my goodness, what a great idea. Let's get kids to do chores and then we can reward them with treats. And this in term is a little bit of a dangerous kind of thing anyway. But basically the idea is that while the kids are home and the mums are home, she's going to open up a little shop here where she's going to sell treats to the kids, but they can't just get the treats. They have to earn the treats by doing chores for which they will be receiving monopoly money in this case. And here we can see that there's going to be a store opening hours, and this is how you can earn the monopoly money in order to purchase the treats. As I said, many people look at this on the surface and say, oh my god, that's such a good idea. It gets my kids to do some chores and also gets them to earn a little bit life skills perhaps. But why it kind of triggered me or caused my alarm bells to ring is because this here is an introduction and an indoctrination into socialism. Now, a walkabout I did just yesterday, we already see people here in Toronto lining up outside of grocery stores, and that was something I heard from various friends who live in and around the city and cities outside of Toronto that were saying the same thing, that they're seeing lineups at the store. Also seen in New York. Folks lining outside Whole Food in a long line waiting to get inside. But back to this particular innocent kid store, keep them active through the quarantine time. Why I find this particularly disturbing. You know what? When I was a kid, our reward for doing our chores was not getting beaten or smacked or grounded for not doing our chores. We didn't need any incentive other than that. We did our chores, and you know, as kids of Generation X, we kind of entertained ourselves a little bit, or still went out to play and hang out with our buddies or with our brothers and sisters and made our own entertainment. We didn't have, you know, although we had Ataris and ColecoVision and VHS, we certainly didn't have the technology and the entertainment that is available to today's youngsters. But back to this. So as I said, she set up this little how to earn, and she set up a chore per reward ratio, where if you do a certain chore you get this amount of dollars, if you do something else you get a different amount of dollars. So moving on, this is the first picture that is there. So first of all, why is this an introduction to socialism? Well, first of all, the mother in this case, with them holding all the money there, and who has laid out the rules and told you what the operating hours of the store is. She is, in this instance, the head of state, and the state would be the household in which she lives with her children, family, dog, fish, whatever lives in there. You know, the 2.4 demographic. Let's just say she's got 2 kids. So to keep them busy, she set up this how to earn. So I'm not sure if you can see this. Look, clean room, $20. Clean bathroom, $15. Sweep, $10. Laundry, $5. Mop, $10. Read for 30 minutes, you get $20. Dishes, $10. Dust, $5. Miscellaneous chores, $5. Now here's a little thing at the bottom. If you exercise, you can get $50 for every 30 minutes of walk, dance, and I'm not even sure what that word says at the bottom. Straton, I don't know. Let me know if you can read that. So anyway, so she is the head of the household. Now, got a little bit blurry there. So she is the head of state, and she has set up the guidelines and the reward system for this. So, you know, she's laid down those regulatory rules and controls the funding. Not only that, she has opened up a state-run store, because she is the one that owns all the snacks that are available to purchase in the store, that you can only go from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. So the state-funded snack shop is only open for a certain amount of hours. Now, as I said, those are the prices there. Many people still think, well, it's a good idea, you know, it gets the kids to do that, and that makes it a little bit fun and entertaining. No, it doesn't. It's enforcing children into labor while they are enslaved. Oh my goodness, we've lost the screen. There we are. It's forcing labor while they are enslaved. So they are in captive. They can't really go outside. They can't go and hang out with their friends. They can't play. They can't go to school. So while they've been forced into doing labor in order to gain junk food treats. So if you add everything up here, so what have we got? 20, 35, 45, 50, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100. Am I doing that right? 5, 10, 20, 40, 50, 55, 65, 70, 80, 100. Okay, so you can earn a potential of $100 for doing every single chore. And if you throw in 30 minutes of exercise, then you can also get an extra $50 of mom bucks to spend in her state-run and provided grocery store here. Okay, so the mum's handing out the currency, which in itself is worthless paper, worthless money with lots of zeros and ones on. Doesn't make it any more valuable, right? The paper is exactly the same that they're printed on. It's just different numbers. So she's handing out worthless currency that the children can get as a reward for doing any of these. So as I said, $100 is available for doing every single chore, or $50 if you start to do 30 minutes of exercise. Now again, remember they're in isolation. Let's pretend that they are in the stay-at-home order. So where are they going to walk for 30 minutes? Round and round and round in circles like little prisoners in the yard. Hey, yard time, yarda, 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 stand up, line up, alphabetical order, 30 minutes, yarda, yarda. Here you go, guys. Go and stand outside, walk around in a circle. Maybe, you live in an apartment building, they can walk up and down the balcony. Dancing, maybe, if you put a pole up and give them $50 every 30 minutes, or maybe $1 every couple of minutes for a duration of 30 while your little daughter's dancing. That might get her used to some kind of profession in the future, perhaps. And we don't even know what Stretton, I don't know what that is exactly. So anyway, that was the how you can earn, how you can be rewarded, and once you've been rewarded, then line up at the state-funded, state-run kids store that's only open 7:30 to 4:30 p.m. So again, this is another thing. So most kids, youngsters, under 10s, they kind of get up around 7, 8 o'clock to go to school. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. I mean, it's just an estimation, and they usually sort of come home in the early afternoon, maybe 3, 4 o'clock. So maybe they will be doing their chores here instead of through the school hours. Then maybe they're doing, while they should be at school, they get to do their, how they earn chores where they can then go and spend money on snacks. But here's the thing, if they are homeschooling, and I know a lot of schools are providing online tutorship for kids that are staying home, and parents can download this and to tutor them at home so they stay up with their studies. So there's a good chance that those kids might be doing their homeschooling between the hours of 7:30 and 4:30 p.m. And then obviously they've got to try to find the time on top of their education to put some hours of labor in so that they can enjoy some of the snacks. Now the snacks on offer in this particular picture, again, are a little bit disturbing. I don't think you can see it so easily there. Maybe we'll have to take the camera to the screen. So at the bottom here, you can see they've got chips, and the chips cost $25. Actually, they're crisps. It's crisps. I'm guessing this is from England, the UK. So crisps cost $25, although I don't know why they're using dollars if they're in the UK. Maybe it's just because of the monopoly money. Okay, so $25 for a bag of chips. Now, if we go up here to the second shelf, you can see popcorn costs $50. I don't know what that is. It says Spock. Can you make that out? Whatever that is, it costs $25. As do Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts also cost $25 at the mum store, or the mum-run kids store. And the mum is the state, and this is state-provided goods that are available to the labour camp employees, in this case the children who are doing chores around the household in order for fiat currency, so to speak. So they got the Oreos here, $50. If you go up to the top shelf, brownie, if you want a brownie, it's going to cost you 250 mum bucks. And if you want ice cream, it's going to be $100. But if you want to watch some TV for 30 minutes, it's going to be $50. If you want Xbox time for 30 minutes, it's going to be $50. If you want Switch time, I think that's the Nintendo, right? Again, $50 for 30 minutes of Xbox time. So basically, let's go back to the price lists, the wages or the monetary earnings. So let's just say that you wanted a brownie. You're the kid living in the state of Mum. What was her name? Let's call the country Jessie Antopia. All right, so you're living in Jessie Antopia, the socialist state that has been set up and run while you are enforced to stay within. You can't leave the borders of Jessie Antopia. You have to stay in there. And in order to get a few like comforts and treats while you're in Jessie Antopia, you have to be forced into labor. So let's just say, as we mentioned, you wanted a brownie, which in the mum shop costs $250. So you would have to do every single one of those chores twice, plus $50, 30 minutes rather of your exercise. So you've got to do your homeschooling, then find time to do all of this and some exercise, and you can get yourself a brownie. And again, this is like in order for some form of hard labor, perhaps walking, dancing, or whatever that word is with the little smiley faces. If you do that, then you get rewarded with 30 minutes of Xbox time. And again, it doesn't matter if the state, here's your $50 for your exercise. You want to play some Xbox? Thank you. I'm going to take your $50. So the money is handed out by the state to the children, who then are forced into labor to do all of these things. And it's not a very equal reflection of the earning, how much you can earn again, compared to the available products. And as I said, even if you wanted a bag of crisps, you're going to have to do 5 miscellaneous chores. Maybe that's picking up the dog shit. So maybe you have to pick up dog shit 5 times, and then maybe as a good little boy in a reward for that, you can hand over your $25 that you earned, that your mum give to you, the head of state in this instance. She gives you your $25 that you give straight back to her for something she already owns. Win-win, right? She's got the labor done, she's got the bucks, and you've got a little tiny piece of what is available, and that to me just seems extremely like a little mini socialist state to me. And the other reason is that this mom isn't letting any other, obviously maybe her mum's next door to her might not be able to come, self-isolation and stuff, but maybe they can pass stuff over. They could provide some online service so the kids with their their bucks, maybe they can't afford these prices, but the next door neighbor could offer them chips at $15 or Oreos at $30 as an online service where they just pass it over the backyard fence or something. So she isn't allowing free enterprise into Jessie Antopia. She's just making these few items available for them at extremely inflated prices. $25 for chips now. Again, the store's only open from 7:30 to 4:30, so they've done their schooling, then they've done their few chores in forced labor. And then only to find out, sorry, the store's closed. You can't get anything. It's only 7:30 to 4:30. Yeah, and we're not open weekends, sorry. So you might as well just do some more work, save up some of those bucks, and maybe you get to the store next week when it is open again. What it is also doing is removing the right from kids to be kids. I understand we used to play shopping stuff when we were kids. It was fun and games, but that's what it was. It was fun and games. It wasn't kind of forced labor. Sorry about that. Let's get the other picture up. It's a little bit more looking. So as you say, the state only opens the store from 7:30 to 4:30, and those are the rewards that you can get for these chores. So as I said, would any of you be willing to do all of that twice plus exercise as a young child in order to get just a brownie? Probably not. I don't think teenagers, this shit would fly with teenagers, but certainly maybe younger kids it is. What it's doing is it's forcing kids that they can't have any free time. When you were a kid, the most precious thing you could have was to be at home or to be with your friends. It wasn't to be in school, in the classroom. We hated that. That was part of our indoctrination into the system. And it's a little bit, there's very similar comparisons to school and to prison. In prison, there are alarm bells that make you stand up, alarm bells that make you go to chow hall to be counted, to get your medicine. There are designated times to eat, and there are authoritative figures that let you know what you can and cannot do and will punish you if you step out of line. Same thing at school. When alarm goes, you have to get marched into one cell, and then the alarm bells, you get marched into another cell. You have designated food time. So why can't we just use this time at home to have quality family time? Make some, play board games, make some, dinner or cookies together, teach them how to bake, teach them how to be a little self-sufficient. Don't teach them about forced labor and the fact that it doesn't matter how much they do, they still can't afford the things that they really, really want and enjoy. And to a kid, treats and snacks and Xboxes and TV, that's our everything as a child. We don't have anything other than that as kids. That is the most precious thing. And what this Jesse Antopia system is doing, it is removing those kids from that little bit of freedom. It's like saying, yeah, kids, you thought you were free. No, mum's stamping down. We've got a shop, we've got a system. You better fall in line and obey this system. If you want to eat some chips and brownies and play your Xbox, you're going to have to be cleaning your room. So again, you'd have to clean your room 10 times and still not have enough money to cover your cost of a brownie. Personally, if I lived in the state of Julianne, I'd wait till she was asleep and probably sneak down in the night and rob the store that she had provided of everything she had and eat it all at once, just to make a point. But anyway, I don't know if I'm overreacting or if I'm seeing too much into this, what seems to be an innocent little pastime for people. The wealth is distributed by the state. The state sets up the laws and guidelines. The state makes products available that are only available between these hours in a store where there is no competition or free market. Certainly sounds like socialism to me. If you agree, let me know in the comments below. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below. But if you think this is a interesting and fun time to keep your kids occupied while you're at home or not, I'd be interested to hear. So thanks, guys, for watching this shit video production. We will see you in another one, and till then, stay safe, stay out of trouble, keep it thrifty. Shit video productions for TSP TV. Take it easy, guys.